Russia, it's weaponizing Melania's past. I don't know if you know this, but on Russian TV, they frequently show Melania nude in order to mock Donald Trump. So they show all these photos of Melania. By the way, Melania's previously made posts about how proud she is of her nudes, but did you know that after Donald Trump and Melania met, she got what was called an Einstein visa? She was treated like a genius, an exceptional achievement visa that gave her a fast track to become a United States citizen.
And things with Melania are good.
Excellent.
The sex is still good.
The sex is extraordinary.
Well, she is terrific in bed. Now, she wouldn't want me to say that, but she is.
Oh, man, she's naked there, isn't she?
She is excellent.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a thing of beauty.
Oh.
Russia isn't just watching America crumble. It's laughing, weaponizing Melania Trump's past like a Cold War relic. On national television, Russian broadcasters routinely flash Melania's nude modeling photos, not for scandal, but for strategy. It's mockery with precision. This isn't just about shame. It's about exposing the myth of Trump's storybook marriage. Because, let's be real, the glossy narrative of Donald and Melania's romantic rise is crumbling under a mountain of disturbing timelines, elite connections, and silent agreements. Forget love, this was recruitment. The deeper you dig, the uglier it gets. Melania didn't stumble into Trump's world by accident. She was ushered in through a shadowy system built on money, image, and silence. And now that silence is unraveling in public.
So I think we should explore, how did Donald Trump meet Melania on or around the same time he was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? We should build a timeline here. You see, Donald Trump went to a club in Manhattan called the Kit Kat Club, where there were parties that were frequently thrown for very rich Manhattan elites, businessmen, to mingle and find very young models from Eastern Europe. And Melania was a model from Eastern Europe who was brought to the United States, who would attend these parties where the rich men would show up and mingle with the model.
Before she was First Lady, Melania was a mystery model from Slovenia. But her arrival in America wasn't random. It was fast-tracked through an Einstein visa, a category meant for world-class scientists and innovators. A nude model being granted that status. You don't need to be a genius to smell something rotten. That visa was reportedly arranged by Paolo Zampoli, a man with connections to both elite modeling agencies and Trump's real estate empire. The same Zampoli who ran modeling events packed with imported women and Manhattan billionaires. Melania didn't stumble into Trump's orbit by accident. She was placed there. And the deeper you dig, the more it looks like a plan, not a love story.
Let's dig through this timeline, shall we? So what was Donald Trump doing in 1997, the year before he meets Melania? Well, in 1997, he's out there partying with Epstein and Ghislaine. This is from the London Sunday Mirror. This is 1997. How sweet. Trump's Brit of all right. Just weeks after ditching his second wife, America's best-known billionaire Donald Trump has fallen under the spell of a 20-year-old English girl. This was before Melania, okay? This is 1997. Trump 50, who has failed in his bid to secure the services of Princess Diana's butler, Paul Burrell, was in search of another British trophy when he met London model Anuska DiGiorgio at a party in Manhattan. Several American millionaires already had their eyes on Anuska, but she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer.
Let's rewind the timeline. 1997. Trump is 50, fresh off a failed marriage and deep into the Manhattan nightlife scene. He's partying with none other than Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Yes, that Epstein. The same year, he's being introduced to young models at private events hosted by Ghislaine, including a 20-year-old British woman described as a trophy. The pattern is unmistakable. Wealthy older men, imported Eastern European women, secret parties, and a silence that could be bought. Then in 1998, Melania enters the picture, handpicked at the now notorious Kit Kat Club. Coincidence or another strategic acquisition by a man obsessed with image, status, and obedience? So
Melania gets the expedited path based on an Einstein visa. after meeting Donald Trump at the Kit Kat Club. Then she brings in her family, and now Donald Trump's against all of those same policies. Now, Melania is no, innocent person in all of this either. Melania, after Donald Trump, was caught on video bragging about sexually assaulting women and grabbing women by their genitals. And he says, because if you're rich, they let you do it. She said that's locker room talk and that she was okay with it. Here, play this clip.
He described it as locker room talk. To you, I mean, you sort of alluded to that as well. Is that what it is to you, just locker room talk?
Yeah, it's kind of two teenage boys. Actually, they should behave better, right?
He was 59.
Correct. And sometimes I said, I have two boys at home. I have my young son and I have my husband. So, but I know how some men talk, and that's how I saw it, yeah.
The Kit Kat Club wasn't just a place for parties. It was a hunting ground. Rich men, champagne, imported models, animal acts. It was grotesque. And this is where Trump meets Melania. The same Trump who later tells Howard Stern that she's terrific in bed, calls her a trophy, and boasts about her like a collectible. It was never about love. It was about ownership. Trump didn't want a partner. He wanted a symbol. And Melania, young, silent, foreign, fit the mold. He gave her power. She gave him obedience. But now that silence is breaking, her past is resurfacing, and even Trump's most loyal fans are starting to question the woman they once called elegant.
And then she was also one of the biggest spreaders of the birther conspiracies against former President Obama. She was used by Donald Trump frequently to go and attack Obama. Here, play this clip.
But what is this with the birth certificate obsession? Did he ask to see yours when you met him?
I needed to put mine anyway, because if you want to become an American citizen, you need to put the birth certificate.
Right.
I have a birth certificate from Slovenia. And do you want to see President Obama birth certificate or not?
I've seen it.
It's not a birth certificate.
Well, it's a certificate of live birth,
Right,
which they
but-
give. But Melania, if he insists on what he's saying, then no one in Hawaii can ever run for president, because they all get the same live birth certificate.
Well, but they need to have...
Bednar is finished, for example.
They need to have, and in one way, it will be very easy if President Obama just show it, and because
But he
it's not only Donald who wants to see it. It's American people who voted for him and who didn't vote for him. They want to see that.
But it's on display in Chicago. We've seen it on the internet. We've seen it. It's not the same as yours, but it's a certificate of live birth.
Well, we feel it's different than birth certificate.
All right. Well, I think you should give it up at this point.
Well, it's not him that is bringing up. It's the media all the time.
Think about it. Trump's rise to political power was built on fear, nationalism, and anti-immigrant rhetoric. And yet, the woman by his side embodies everything he claims to fight against. She used chain migration to bring her family in. She leveraged a sketchy Einstein visa to skip the immigration line. She modeled nude, supported racist conspiracies, and parroted his lies on national television. That's not hypocrisy. That's weaponized propaganda. And it worked for a while, but now it's backfiring. Her silence on Trump scandals, her cold defenses, her infamous "I really don't care, do you?" jacket. All of it is starting to look less like indifference and more like complicity. And the world is watching. While Trump raged on Twitter against so-called chain migration, Melania was quietly using it to bring her entire family into the country. While Trump's affair with Stormy Daniels ignited headlines, Melania didn't collapse in private grief. She seethed in quiet jealousy, not over betrayal, over exposure. Her former aide, Stephanie Winston-Wolof, spilled the truth. Melania was livid, not because her husband cheated, but because Stormy got a Vogue feature. They put the porn hooker in Vogue. She allegedly snapped. That's the real Melania. Not heartbroken, competitive. She didn't care about dignity. She cared about the spotlight. In a world where image is everything, Melania wasn't running her marriage. She was outraged that another woman got the cover she thought she earned. It's not just vanity. It's a window into her values, power, privilege, perception. Loyalty wasn't to her husband. It was to the brand.
And of course, Melania would plagiarize Michelle Obama's speech at the Democratic National Convention. Literally, Melania's speech during Trump's first Republican National Convention was literally copy and pasted of Michelle Obama's speech. Let's play it for you.
Have the values that you work hard for what you want in life.
For what you want in life.
That your word is your bond.
That you do what you say you're going to do. That you treat people with dignity and respect, and because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
When Melania stood on stage during the 2016 Republican National Convention, she didn't just plagiarize Michelle Obama's speech. She copied her soul. Line after line, dignity was erased in favor of optics. A black First Lady's voice lifted word for word by the wife of a man who questioned her husband's citizenship. And she delivered it with a straight face as if the nation wouldn't notice. But we did. That wasn't just plagiarism. It was erasure. It was entitlement. It was a declaration that nothing is sacred, not even another woman's words. And instead of apologizing, they doubled down. Because in Trump world, truth isn't a standard. It's an inconvenience. Melania wasn't embarrassed. She was, emboldened. Because in her mind, what mattered wasn't honesty. It was applause. And as long as the crowd clapped, the lie lived. By 2022, Melania had transformed into something even more dangerous than a complicit spouse. She became a grifter. NFTs, vanity coin schemes, overpriced collectibles, all hawked with the elegance of a QVC special. Her Meta Rose token, a $150 pixelated flower sold to Trump's working class fans. Her speaking fees, $155,000 per event to sit silently and smile. Her stylist paid $18,000 a month from Trump's political PAC, the same PAC that raised money from Americans who couldn't afford rent. Melania isn't just selling junk. She's selling herself. As a brand, a fantasy, an untouchable icon. But behind the velvet gloves is a woman milking MAGA loyalists while laughing to the bank. She's not soft-spoken. She's strategic. And while Trump's legal team scrambles in court, Melania cashes in on the collapse.
And now Melania pretty much just grifts. She has her meme grift, which the meme coin crashed. She sells her book, Why Do I Stand Proudly Behind My Nude Modeling Work. Melania was with her personal stylist, Herve Pierre Brallard, who's paid about $18,000 a month. Her stylist gets paid $18,000 a month from Trump's PAC. So Trump's supporters, who demanded the release of the Epstein files, who Donald Trump's calling stupid, they've funded the stylist for her. Oh, by the way, she's gotten paid $155,000 for doing speaking engagements for Donald Trump. She shows up at a location, she sits at a location, she gets paid $155,000 for doing that.
We met in New York 1996 in September. We met at the fashion party. It was a big fashion party that my friend organized, Fashion Week, and he invited me. That's how we met with Donald.
Did you like him immediately or not?
I like him. He had a great charm, but he arrived with the date.
Oh.
He was very charming and great mind and great energy. We had connection from the beginning.
And when was the next time you saw him?
We saw each other, I think, around a week, because I had work obligations. I traveled to Caribbean for a photo shoot. So when I came back, I called him and we got together.
So you called him?
Yes.
He didn't call you?
Well, first when we met, I didn't give him my number. He was with the date. So I told him, give me your number and I will call you. I wanted to see what kind of number he would give me. Business, home. If he would give me a business number, I'm not a girl doing business with him. Why he would give me a business number? So he gave me all of them.
But here's the part they all ignore. The origin, the Kit Kat Club, that seedy Manhattan venue drenched in velvet and champagne, where models mingled with mogul under the guise of fashion. That's where Trump met Melania. That's where the deal began. Not love, not fate. A transaction, a room full of imported models, business cards, and billionaires. Trump wasn't courting. He was shopping. And Melania was a romantic partner. She was the prize. That origin story matters because it explains everything. The cold chemistry, the absent affection, the robotic photo ops. This wasn't a love story. It was a casting call. And when Russia beams Melania's nudes across their networks, they're not just mocking her. They're exposing the lie. Because even Putin sees the truth. This wasn't a marriage. It was a brand merger.
Have you ever had sex with a fat woman in your life?
I've had sex with women that got fat.
I love this. This is fun. Using Jennifer's back to sign her release.
Have I what?
Ever been with a black woman?
Go ahead and say yes.
Had to.
Yes.
You have?
Okay, yes. I view a person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
How do the breasts look?
The breasts are okay.
Okay, well, that's important.
I think that the boob job is terrible. You know, they look like two light posts coming out of a body.
You know, Paris gets knocked and this and that, but she's very beautiful. Her
Is she
skin
dumb?
is flawless. She's dumb like a fox.
And you're going to have more kids?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Believe it. Yeah, sure. I
What
would.
do you need that headache for?
Because I like kids. I mean, I won't do anything to take care of them.
And things with Melania are good.
Excellent.
The sex is still good.
The sex is extraordinary.
Well, she is terrific in bed. Now, she wouldn't want me to say that, but she is.
Oh, man. She's naked there, isn't she?
She is excellent.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a thing of beauty.
Oh, what a life you
Not so
have.
bad, Robin.
This is a candidate.
Hey, Donald.
That's right.
Does she wear outfits to bed? Like special outfits?
No, she wears nothing, which
Nothing.
is much
Oh,
better.
You know, she's a great beauty, but she's a great beauty inside, which is almost as important.
Not really.
Not probably.
Do you treat women with respect?
I can't say that either.
All right, good, all right. Somewhere in between.
I do.
Guys,
I treat women with great respect.
treat women somewhere in between respect and do.
The contradictions pile higher than Trump's indictments. Melania, the immigrant who exploited the very policies her husband campaigns against. The First Lady who entered through chain migration, yet stood silently while children were caged. The wife who justified locker room talk, who spread birther lies, who profited off right-wing rage, all while pretending to float above it. But the silence, it's over. She's vanished from the campaign trail. No public defense, no press statements, no love letters from Trump. And that silence, it isn't grace, it's survival. Insiders say she's protecting her image, distancing herself before the fall. Because Melania knows what Trump won't admit. The empire is collapsing. And when the smoke clears, she won't be holding his hand. She'll be gone. And all that will remain is the grift. Back when Trump fans were screaming, "Lock her up," and demanding the Epstein client list. They missed the most obvious name staring them in the face. Donald Trump. The same man photographed side by side with Epstein at countless parties. The same man who once bragged about Epstein liking young girls just like me. This wasn't speculation. This was proximity repeated, documented, undeniable. And right beside him through it all, Melania, whether at Mar-a-Lago or silent in the background, she knew, she saw, and she said nothing. That silence wasn't naive. It was self-preservation. Because the deeper you dig into Trump's past, the more Melania's role becomes clear. Not a victim, not a bystander, but a calculated participant in a long con to secure status, citizenship, and immunity by proximity.
Quick time, you cannot know, oh, I'm marrying a person or not, especially the known person as he was. It's very different when you're dating celebrity or if you're dating somebody unknown.
Well, so it was several years later before you got married.
Yes.
How many years?
We were together before we got married, it was 7 years we know each other.
Do you have a nickname for him?
No.
No nicknames?
No.
Does he have one for you?
No. We don't have nicknames.
So he asked you to marry you. Where were you when he asked you to marry you?
It was a special night. It was a gala in New York. We were both dressed, and he asked me to marry me.
No hesitation?
No, but I knew a little bit that he might propose sooner or later. So it was, of course, no hesitation. We were together for so long. We know each other. We are very compatible. We like the same things. We are very independent. We gave each other space as well. So he does what he wants to do and he loves to do, and I do what I love to do. That was my decision not to go on the campaign, because I said I want to be a parent to my child. And he completely agreed with that. And I said I will be there when I can be there and support him 100% every day, all the time.
You got married down in Florida?
Yes, in Palm Beach, in the church.
And Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and the president was there?
Yes, they were there.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, now it's different time. That was in 2005, was different time. We were private citizens. He was not running for the office. As he said, he was friends and got along with many, many people. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
Have you ever socialized with them besides the wedding, with the Clintons?
No, no.
Any thoughts about if Secretary Clinton is his opponent?
Well, now we will see where it's getting into. So we will see. I know my husband is strong, tough, great leader, and he will do what that country needs.
So it's going to get probably pretty rugged, I imagine, between the two of them, if they're both the candidates.
Yes, we will see.
And that's okay with you?
That's okay with me. It's nothing personal, it's all business.
Melania once said, "I have 2 boys at home, my son and my husband." It was a joke meant to downplay Trump's vulgar behavior as just immature antics. But it wasn't funny. It was tragic. Because that line perfectly captured her defense strategy. Normalize the abnormal. Dismiss the dangerous. Rebrand cruelty as comedy. She downplayed grab them as locker room talk. She waved off Trump's legal disasters with a frozen smile. She watched immigrant children being locked in cages while wearing a jacket that read, "I really don't care, do you?" That wasn't accidental. That was messaging. Melania didn't rise above the chaos. She styled it. She posed for it. She wore it like a brand. And now, as her husband faces a legal reckoning, she retreats, not in shame, but in silence. For years, Melania's defenders called her classy, private, so elegant. But the record tells another story. This is a woman who plagiarized a black first lady, spread birther conspiracies, grifted her followers, and